Autumn is in full swing in Korea with cosmos flowers in full bloom. Many regions across the nation are hosting autumn festivals, drawing scores of visitors. Dominic Miller from Argentina is lauded the world over for performing some of the most beautiful guitar tunes in the history of pop music. Pianist Jan Lundgren from Sweden is known for his sentimental music. These renowned musicians will perform at the 11th Jarasum International Jazz Festival to be held this month on Jara Island in Gapyeong, Gyeonggi Province. The Jarasum International Jazz Festival is a top Asian music festival that draws some 200,000 visitors annually. This year it will feature more than 50 top-notch musicians and groups from Korea and abroad who will stage romantic and passionate performances. Guri Hangang Citizens Park is a host to a festival of cosmos blossoms featuring purple blossoms under the autumn sky. The festival will be held on a 12-hectare area by the Han River and will feature musical concerts. At the Namsadang Baudyogi Festival in Anseong, visitors will be able to watch the Korean folk performance Namsadang Nori, which is included in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The festival will also feature a colourful and exciting parade called Gilnori, as well as fireworks. The Goyang Lake Park's Arts Festival in Gyeonggi Province, entering its 6th installment this year, aims to impress visitors with street plays, puppet shows and dance concerts staged by more than 70 art troupes from Korea and abroad. Korean and Japanese performers came together to present their traditional drum dances. The performance is part of a Korean-Japanese cultural festival held to improve the two countries' relationship and understanding of each other. Troops from the two countries presented a variety of shows at the festival. Japanese visitors showed a keen interest in hands-on programs to experience Korean culture, including traditional hanbok attire and paper art. An amateur Japanese performance group gained attention with a show of Korean songs and traditional dances. The event was attended by key Japanese figures like former Prime Minister Yasuo Fukuda. They stressed the importance of civilian-level cultural exchange between the neighboring countries. Yasuo Fukuda, former Japanese Prime Minister, said he likes the theme of the festival. The two countries should actively work to understand and open their hearts to each other. The festival was held thanks to active efforts by Korean and Japanese civilian organizations to improve the strained relations between the two countries. A plastic surgery technique known as wrinkle fillers is gaining popularity. It is quite an effective treatment in which the surgeon injects fat or other substances into the face to remove deep wrinkles. However, it runs the risk of serious side effects, including loss of eyesight. This woman developed a scar on her face after receiving a wrinkle filler injection in her nose. The skin on her nose and forehead was damaged. She even lost sight in her left eye. She never imagined that an injection of dermal fillers would leave such serious negative effects, as the doctor had assured her that the procedure is a simple one. The treatment doesn't require advanced techniques, so novice doctors gave the injection. The spread of fillers in facial blood vessels due to high pressure can block the ophthalmic artery, leading to a loss of eyesight. The risk of losing eyesight is highest when fillers are injected between the eyes at the nasolabial fold or into the nose, which is near the eye's blood vessels. The Korean Retina Society reported 44 Korean people who lost their eyesight after receiving dermal filler treatment in an international ophthalmological journal. It is more than double the number of victims who have been reported across the world. Professor Woo Se-jun of Seoul National University Bundang Hospital said more and more people are receiving wrinkle fillers. However, it is important to take these side effects into account before making a decision. Patients are advised to seriously take the possible negative side effects of facial fillers into consideration before receiving the treatment. The 2014 China Chufu International Confucius Cultural Festival was held recently in Chufu, Confucius' birthplace in East China's Shandong province, to commemorate the 2565th anniversary of the birth of the ancient Chinese philosopher. A memorial ceremony was held in the temple of Confucius in Chufu. Every year, the ceremony features music, singing, dancing, and rite. This year's ceremony also presented a special performance with 2,565 students and representatives from all walks of life in the province reading excerpts from Confucius' classic works. An 8-episode documentary television series, Confucius, was launched for its inauguration following the memorial ceremony. The awarding ceremony of the UNESCO, or the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization Confucius Prize for Literacy was held as part of the opening ceremony of this year's Confucius Cultural Festival. This year's prize went to the Algerian Association for Literacy, the Lifelong Learning School for Community Development Polígono Sur in Spain, the Molteno Institute for Language and Literacy in South Africa, and the International Literacy Institute. The UNESCO Confucius Prize for Literacy was established in 2005 and financed by the Chinese government with an aim to promote literacy among rural adults and out-of-school youths. The annual China International Confucius Cultural Festival will last through October 10th. China began using fourth generation of 4G cellular communications for the first time on Tuesday to assist in the operation of its heavy-hauled freight train network. The 4G technology was used to dispatch of freight trains and communicate with the train crew. The coal transport train, over 3,000 meters long and weighing 25,000 tons, set off from North China's Shanxi province for neighboring Hebei province Tuesday morning. The 4G high-speed wireless network was used to monitor operation of the train during the 12-hour trip. The mobile network was also used to communicate car conditions among the train's crew. Shanxi is the country's leading coal-producing region, and the 4G service is expected to promote the efficiency of coal transportation. Beijing's Palace Museum, known in the past as the Forbidden City, has seen tourist numbers surge on Wednesday, the first day of China's week-long National Day holiday. By 2 p.m. Beijing time on Wednesday, the tourist attraction had already welcomed 70,000 visitors. To deal with the high number of tourists visiting during the holiday, also known as the Golden Week, officials at the museum have opened more ticket windows and used a new turnstile system with an automatic check-in feature. They remind tourists that they can book tickets online to save time, as the lines in front of the ticket collection windows are much shorter than those in front of ticket purchase windows. The museum has also designed one-way lanes to prevent stampedes and other accidents from happening. Despite being regarded by many Chinese netizens as the most crowded tourism spot during holidays, the Palace Museum is still chosen as the first destination by many tourists visiting Beijing. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani has expressed hope that the fourth summit of the Caspian Sea littoral states would lead to acceptable outcomes. He said at the summit of the Caspian Sea littoral states they will have different topics to discuss with heads of the Caspian Sea littoral states and, God willing, will achieve acceptable results. Rouhani said this upon his arrival in the Russian port city of Astrakhan recently. The president was welcomed at the airport by Astrakhan's local officials and staff of Iran's embassy in Moscow. The Caspian Sea is the largest enclosed body of water by area and is variously classed as the world's largest lake or a full-fledged sea. The issue of the Caspian Sea's legal regime gained importance following the breakup of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics (USSR) and the emergence of new independent states. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday addressed the Global Citizen Festival in New York, where he pitched for healthcare, clean drinking water and sanitation for all. He also pitched for people to lift them out of poverty and called for world peace. Using an unusual platform of a rock concert in New York, Prime Minister Narendra Modi invoked can-do attitude of youths to change India and the world while addressing a 1,000-strong crowd which gathered for Global Citizen Festival in Central Park in New York. Wearing a blue Nehru jacket over a white kurta, the Prime Minister greeted the crowd with a namaste amid cheers and claps. The event featured music icon Jay-Z, Carrie Underwood, Hollywood actor Hugh Jackman, and other stars.
It was very emotional. I cried few times when he talked about the wonder what he want to do it for India.
The Prime Minister said he was delighted to be among the youths in an open park and not inside a closed conference room.
I have not seen a figure like him, a transformational figure, an inspirational figure in the world.
Prime Minister Modi strongly pushed for lifting people out of poverty and providing them healthcare, clean drinking water and sanitation. Hailing the global citizen movement to end poverty and provide education and basic sanitation to all, the Prime Minister said that the youths in India could see that you are joining hands with them.
He is straightforward, and his vision and ideas about moving not just India but the world forward are powerful.
Mr. Modi concluded his speech with a Sanskrit shokla.
I kept feeling that there was a tremendous desire to lift up all sectors of a country, and not only of a country, but the Prime Minister is going to be, without a doubt, a global leader.
The Global Citizen Festival is a website network which works to raise awareness and promote activism to end poverty. This year, Global Citizen is striving for commitments in vaccination, education and sanitation. The free concert is the flagship event of the Global Poverty Project, a non-profit movement that began in 2008 with the ambitious goal of ending extreme poverty by 2030. Japan's Tokaido Shinkansen bullet train has marked its 50th anniversary. The Tokaido Shinkansen between Tokyo and Osaka debuted on October 1st, 1964, ahead of the Tokyo Summer Olympics. On Wednesday, the people born in 1964 took part in a ceremony at Tokyo Station. The first Shinkansen of the day, Nozomi No. 1, left the platform that it did 50 years ago. The Tokaido Shinkansen initiated high-speed rail services in Japan. It shortened the ride between Tokyo and Osaka from 6.5 hours to 4 hours. The Shinkansen has run about 2 billion kilometers, or the equivalent of 50,000 times around the Earth, and has carried about 5.6 billion passengers. The bullet train's maximum speed has improved from 210 km per hour to 270, with cars that are lighter, have less air resistance, and are capable of navigating curves without reducing speed. Central Japan Railway Company officials say they plan to raise the speed to 285 km per hour next year. They say they will improve the speed and also the safety of the bullet train.